Good morning, everyone. This is Jason with Top Shelf Traders. I hope everyone's having a great day so far. Thank you for joining. It's right at noon on the East Coast, and we've got folks filtering into the room. Let's start with a quick yes and yes in the questions box. Let me know that you can hear me okay and that you can see Fausto's screen okay. That's all we're looking for. Just give us a quick yes and yes. This will be the box that we use to field questions. All of that great stuff. Thanks, Evan. Great. Okay, we've got Fausto. Thank you, Nigel. We've got Fausto Puglisi with us here this morning. We've had an ongoing partnership with him. Fausto is the founder of Cyber Trading University, and he's covering a topic that almost all of our entire universe, if not every single person in our now 500,000 plus traders are interested in. How to double your income, and more importantly, how to double your free time. We're in this because we're interested in supplementing our income. All of us come to trading from different levels. We survey our universe and ask what you're looking for. Well, it's not continuing education credits. It's not your favorite charities to contribute to. It's ways to help increase income. And that's what Fausto is focused on. So he's going to talk about the things that we described in the invite, how to find triple-digit gaining momentum stocks, why level 3 is the closest thing to a crystal ball, and why you need to follow the smart money, something that a lot of folks overlook. As always, this is going to be an informal session. Ask questions as they come up. I'll man the questions box. We still have folks filtering in, and then, yes, of course, this is being recorded. So we'll be sure to get that out to you. If you got to duck out early, get a sandwich, do something else, we'll make sure that you get a recording. And we will, any offers that Fausto passes along, we'll make sure that you get those as well. So that's enough out of me. Fausto, welcome. It's great to have you back. I'll turn it over to you now.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me, guys. And I really appreciate for being here. Hopefully, everyone's taking the time, during our lunch break to sit back and learn a little bit more about education. But let me just get a little chat back. Can everyone hear me okay? I can only see the chat on my end, but I can't really see the questions that are coming across. I guess you can make me an attendee, panelist. That's okay.
Yeah, let me go ahead and see if I can change that. But you're getting the response yes and yes.
Okay, perfect, perfect. All right. So once he gets that set up, I could be able to answer some questions. So in the meantime, yes, you know what? This sounds like a dream that really could come true if you want to do it the right way. Listen, a lot of people go into this business and they fail when it comes to trading. Everybody wants to learn how to trade, but they just don't know how to trade. They don't want to take the time to learn how to trade. Now, listen, hearing this topic, it's like, oh yeah, tell me another one. The 2-hour trader, really? You could double your income? Seriously? Absolutely, you can. And I'll tell you, and you guys know you can do that. It's just that the reason why you're here is you've tried it, and maybe just not satisfied with the income. So, and how it works. And let me tell you guys, I've been there, okay? I was a trader just like you, just to tell you a little bit about myself and tell you, to make you realize I'm a human, and I'm just an individual trader that started like you, but realized that I had no business to go out there and being self-taught. Now, I know there's a lot of educators out there. It's not like probably hundreds, maybe thousands in today's times. But let me just tell you this. I'm one of the original day traders that started back in 1995. When I started, there was probably about 2 or 3 schools. Now there's about thousands of them. Now, how I got into the education business, I want you guys to understand something very carefully. Why I'm here is not just to entertain you and to educate you, but I'm also looking for people that I could train, because I'm here just like you are. I'm here to make money, okay? I'm not here to hear myself talk. I'm looking for serious traders. I'm not here to give away free computers. I'm not here to the first 10 people get an iPad, win a trip on a cruise. Listen, it's not me to sell you. It's you to be interviewing me to see if I'm the right guy for you. And let me tell you what I did, because exactly what you're doing is how I got involved into this business. When I was over 25 years ago, I blew up 3 accounts. And listen, we all know blowing up accounts is not fun. And we've been there and we've done that. And just hopefully you didn't get yourself too much in trouble for some of us out there. But I learned that the only way to be successful is you got to surround yourself with great traders. I mean, that's why we're here, right? I mean, why are you guys listening to Fausto Puglisi? Why are you here? You're being part of this whole educational process, because you want to learn from people that are successful. But to be successful, you have to surround yourself with successful traders. Now, fortunately for me, I live in New York. I was trained by some of the best traders. I work for some of the best and biggest prop trading firms in the industry. I was even a market maker. And let me tell you how I got into this business of education and the trading business. I didn't like splitting my profits. Back then, the reason why I didn't like working for somebody is because whatever you made, they ran a business in their business. Listen, which, by the way, if you guys have a problem paying for something, you're in the wrong business. But I finally realized, listen, obviously you need money to make money. So, and the only part of it is you have to spend some money. So I took a job, and then I finally was very, very good at what I did. And then I wanted to go on my own. And I tell everybody a story because I want you to understand something. When I left my firm, my mentors, my brokerage firm told me, says, Fausto, the only way you're going to succeed, and continue your success is you have to train people to trade just like you. So in other words, I'm here just like you guys, looking to people that are that want to learn how to trade. Because
Hey, Fausto, I think we may have lost your sound there real quickly. If we can just do a quick sound check, yes and yes. Russ, I see your comment there. We'll give Fausto a chance to try and get up and running here. Hey, Fausto, yeah, I see your comment there in the questions box. I think your sound just might be out. Hey, David, yeah, I see that comment there. Thank you. Fausto, the only option it's giving me is to dismiss you and have you back in. So I'm going to go ahead and do that if that's okay. So folks, just bear with us 2 seconds here. Fausto is ducking out and ducking back in. We've had a few folks cycled in and then cycle back out. So just hang in there with us. Fausto will be back with us in just a second. There we go. Fausto, I just made you presenter again.
all right, is that okay now? Can everybody see okay?
It's perfect. Yep, just fine.
Don't know what happened right there, but that was kind of weird. That was the first time that ever happened. So, all right. So I think I'm a panelist. I can see everyone. Okay, good. All right. So let me just get right back into it, guys. So, so here's a couple of staff attendees. We do an on-site class here in New York, and you can see everyone here. I mean, they're just grandmas, grandpas, pharmaceutical people, lawyers, pilots, border control, bakers. You said it. You know, they're here. And they're just like people just like you to want to learn and do very, very successful when it comes to trading. Now, why do I trade? It's the same reason why all of you are here, that you want to trade. That's my lovely family. It's my wife, my 3 kids, Alex, Max, and Lucas, my wife, Debbie. And the reason why I share this photo with you is because the reason why I trade is because I want to spend more time with my family. And it gives you the freedom to go out there, travel the world, do this anywhere you want. And, you know, and have a better life. I mean, listen, a lot of us have worked very hard our lives. Some of us have worked 12, 15-hour days. My dad is an immigrant, came here from Italy, and he worked 6 days a week, took off on Sundays. And let me tell you, it wasn't enough. And my dad said the only reason why he came to America is he wanted a better life for his family. But for me to get there, you know, and being here, he said, listen, son, go out there, learn what people do to make a lot of money, but always remember, try to find a job that is going to give you the freedom to do what you can to spend and have a good relationship with your family so you can grow up. So going out there and trading with a group of people is very, very key. And that's what I want to talk about. So remember, I'm going to teach you guys how to trade. Now, just keep in mind, I can't teach you how to trade in an hour. Okay, I can just spark your interest just enough to understand what's going on. Now, the thing that you have to understand is, first of all, what kind of trader are you? Okay, that is the most important thing. Now, the reason why I'm a day trader is because, just like this photo shows you right here, I like to sleep at night. But I know we have a lot of swing traders, good options traders out there. And one thing I've learned is that if you want to be a good swing trader, how do you know what to swing if you don't know what's happening over the course of the day? And being a good options trader, how do you know what options to put on if you don't know what's going on with the stock itself? You have to be a good stock trader. But I do swing trading. I do options trading. But that is second and third protocol. That's not my first protocol. My first protocol is finding things that are moving, making my days pay. And if I do like it as a long-term trade, then I'll do it. But when you watch the financial stations and you see people on the floor of the exchange, you know, that's what people are really doing. They're just working orders. Now, regarding about being successful, having the right tools. And remember, everything that I'm showing you guys is the mistakes that I made myself in the beginning. And I'm just trying to share that knowledge with you so you don't make the same mistakes. I know some of you are already doing it now. So hopefully, you know, I'll hit a nerve and it will make you convert to do it the right way. The first thing you want to understand is that when you open up the first mistake people make is they want to go out there and they want to try it. Okay. Well, the problem about trying it, it's like a drug. It's very addicting. Okay. And, you know, it's a great drug. It's very good for you. But if you don't have someone that knows how to tell you how to do it, you can end up getting yourself in big trouble. So the first mistake people make is they open an account with the wrong brokerage account. And what happens is they get suckered in with these free trades, free alerts, free this, free that, free this. Let me tell you what's free, guys. You ever hear the phrase, the only thing is free is the cheese in the mousetrap? We all know what happened to the mouse. You have to understand something. It's not about getting cheap ticket charges. It's about having the right execution system. You have to understand something. If you think for a second that brokerage firms are getting wealthy on your $5 ticket charge, $7 ticket charge, well, let me just tell you something. You're in the wrong business, okay? First of all, if you're looking for free stuff, you're better off quitting trading right now because there's no such thing as free. Nobody works for free. I don't work for free. You don't work for free. And if you did, someone's going to tell you to work for free, and you'll make that choice. So why are they offering the stuff for free? You know what you should do? I'm going to give you guys a little pop quiz, a great, not a quiz, but a great little exercise to do. Call your brokerage firm up and ask them, how do you guys make money only charging $5 a ticket? And just ask them, and see if they're going to tell you, and see what they say, and then ask them this question. You see that little phrase up on top, payment for order flow? Ask them, could you just explain to me, why does it say in the back of my account statement, what's this whole payment for order flow all about? Okay, I'll just break it down very simple to you. Basically, your brokerage firm is taking your order and selling it to another brokerage firm and getting paid on the side, not including getting the front row Knick tickets at Madison Square Garden, not including get those nice bottles of Blue Label Scotch on holidays, those great Christmas parties. No, it's the payment for order flow. That's where they make their money, okay? They're getting paid by taking your order, selling it to somebody else. And there's a good description of a layout, how it works. That's how they make money. Now, listen, I have, I don't know, maybe 6, 7 brokerage accounts, and I have accounts with all these online brokers, and they're good for, like, you know, if you're a swing trader, a long-term investor. But if you're an active trader, okay, and you really are doing this seriously, they are the biggest mistake you could ever get yourself involved in. They're terrible. They're horrible, okay? Listen, you can't race and win the Indy 500 racing with some Mustang that you just bought out of the car dealership. It's just not gonna happen. And chances are, think about it, if you did try to do that, you probably end up killing yourself. Now, when it comes to trading, it's not about killing yourself, it's about blowing up your account. So let's begin, and let me tell you a little bit about something that a lot of you are going to be very disturbed about, and realize that you've been trading blind since the day you started. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, the first thing everybody wants to learn is they want to go out there and they want to learn how to read charts, and they want to learn how to read indicators, and they want this and they want that. They want people to tell you, you know, what to buy and what to sell. Well, let me tell you what we do here differently. Here at CyberTrade University, we'll tell you what to buy and sell. We teach you how to figure it out on your own. And you could see, here's a couple of little phrases from some of our students who traded Twitter this morning. And you could see how they had these big runners. John B made 32 cents, Benito, 38, Steve L. And by the way, you're going to get a chance to meet all these traders in our room, which at the end of this presentation, I'm going to invite all of you guys to come. Now, how did CTO know to trade Twitter? You see now, listen, there's a lot of stocks that are moving out there, but how do you really, really know? I mean, think about it. How do you really know? Well, what we do at CyberTrade University is not only do we have a teaching program, but we have a trading room, okay? And here's the trading room. And by the way, all of you guys are going to be invited to come and see it and join us. And, you know, what we do is you could also follow us on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube. And, you know, we post all our trades. We actually start at 8 o'clock in the morning. I don't know what time you guys start trading, but do you know that most of the money is made in the pre-market? You know how many people out there tell me, this is Fausto, how do you trade pre-market? My broker doesn't let me. Exactly. Or how do you know when you hear these stocks, like, why is the stock up traded 3 million shares in pre-market? Or who's trading it? Where's it coming from? Do you know that 80% of my trades are done in pre-market? And I'm usually done before the market even opens up sometimes. How is that possible? Well, that's what you're about to learn. First of all, let's talk about some stocks that are moving, okay? Did you guys ever see this stock RKDA? RKDA, higher lows and then higher lows, higher in pre-market. So what does that tell us? Look at the stock right here. Here's 8:20 in the morning. RKDA went from, I did a post, this is a post in my chat room, and you could see the stock went from 13 all the way to $18, okay? And the market's not even open up. And you actually could have traded it at 840 at 15 and sold it at 17. You could have been done for the day. Think about it, 1,000 shares of that trade right there is a $2,000 profit. That's a $500,000 a year. Now, does that ever stop? Well, when the market opened up, the stock went from 20 all the way to 40. By the way, this is in one day, and this is in about 2 hours later. Look at all the chats from the people that traded the position. So the thing is, you're probably asking, well, okay, that's great, Fausto. Everyone's seen one before. Well, let me tell you this. We do this every day. And I know that sounds like that's impossible. Well, guess what? I'm going to prove it to you. I'll guarantee it. There's the problem why a lot of you probably never heard or traded RKDA is because you guys are too focused on your Facebook trades and your Teslas and your options and your Amazon. What's Amazon? Netflix. There are 25,000 stocks that trade every day. Why does everybody trade the ones that have the biggest, most active, best traders who trade it every day? Listen, you know why you're here? For one reason and one reason only: to make money. Do you think my wife cares what that company does? She just wants to care that my kids can go to a good college, that I could pay for it. I'm a very supportive husband, and I'm very I could take care of my kids. You think she cares about like coming up to me and say, "Hey, Fausto, I heard Apple came out with the iPhone X. Should we buy the stock?" I mean, that's not a good trader. That's not a good trader. I'll tell you what a good trader is, what we're about to learn right now. How do we know these stocks are going to go up or go down? It's having the right tools, okay? So 50% of the traders fail by not having the right tools. And we're going to talk about all of these. We'll talk about level 3, the chart, the time and sales, level 2, and the big percentage gainers and loser list. Now, the thing that you have to remember to be successful is you just got to follow the money. That's it. Just follow the money. Think about it. Do you think you know more than Goldman Sachs, Solomon Smith Barney, Morgan Stanley, Merrill Lynch? Come on, guys. Don't try to overanalyze the stock. All you need to do is follow the money. Now, it's as simple as it sounds is as simple as as I explained it. Now, how do we follow the money? Following the money requires something that's called level 3. Okay, now I was actually one of the developers who helped build level 3 over 20 years ago. You ever hear of the ECNs, like NASDAQ, Archipelago? You see all these ECN orders and like, you're probably asking, what is that and how does that work? I heard of it, but I don't know what it does. Well, I'm going to explain to you a little more detail what they are, and by not having it, you're trading blind. So basically, here is a screenshot of the NASDAQ book viewer. Okay, this is one of several ECNs that are out there, and this is the book. These are all the orders that are trading on the NASDAQ exchange. Now, there's 3 levels: level 1, level 2, and level 3. Now, level 1 is basically right here, okay? That is where you see, like if someone asks you, where's OPHT trading? I'm like, oh, it's trading at $3.16. That's level 1. What is level 2? Well, level 2 is, well, who's buying OPHT at $3.16? Oh, Goldman Sachs is buying it. Okay. So that will be level 2 quotes, which sounds like, okay, so how does that help you? It doesn't, because level 2 is obsolete and it's pretty much good for the garbage. And you know why? Because it's free. Okay. All right. How many of you guys got level 2 and you're like, oh yeah, I got level 2, but I don't know how to use it. Yeah, right. Exactly. And how much will you pay for it? I'm like, no. Well, that's basically what's worth. It's worthless. Now, what is level 3? Well, a lot of you probably never heard of level 3. I was the pioneer who built level 3, and I'm going to explain to you how it works in a very simple manner. Remember I told you, I just mentioned earlier, Goldman Sachs was buying it at $3.16. Well, he might only be a buyer of 100 shares. What about all his orders? What about the institutions? Where are they buying it? Where are they selling it? So that's what you're basically seeing here. You're seeing all the orders. Envision this. You're a buyer of, OPHT at $3.16. Let's say, oh yeah, I'll buy it. I'll buy 100 shares, but I'm really, really, really a big buyer at $3 for 100,000 shares. But level 2 won't show you that. You need level 3 quotes to show you that. For example, here's a chart. Okay, here's Twitter. Now, Twitter, you could see it went from $32.60 all the way up to about $34. Now, since 10:30 until 2 o'clock, this stock had a major, major problem breaking $34. Now, why is that? Who is preventing this stock from going past $34? Well, I'll tell you who's preventing it. The guy that's looking to sell 11,000 shares of it. Think about it. You think a 600 share seller is going to prevent it from going higher? 500, 1,400? There's literally almost over a 300,000 share buyer out there, 350 almost to be exact, looking to sell stock over there. How many of you guys are putting 11,000 share orders out there? Same thing that goes with this one. Here's a support level. These are the buyers. AHPI. Look at the stock, how it went up, came down. Now, this is over several days. Look at that, the 28th, the 320, actually over a week. This stock had a major, major problem going past $3.75. Why is that? Well, I'll tell you one thing. It's not the buyer at 18, but it's definitely the buyer of 200,000 shares that's been sitting there. And guess what? If that buyer leaves, then it will drop. You see, the problem with a chart, it's telling you what's happening in the past. It's not indicative of the future, but you need confirmation that could support those support and resistance levels on a chart. So, question: is this stock going up or going down? Okay, so I mean, I know it's a very simple chart. You don't have any indicators, this and that. But the thing that you first could look at is like, okay, where's the trend? The trend is obviously, you could see it's pretty much going down, so you would say, oh, you know what? The trend's going down. Stock is, definitely going to go lower, from what I can see, with the limited data that I have. Okay, that's great. Well, what happens if I tell you there's a 200,000 share buyer at 1427? Well, a 500 share buyer is not going to prevent it from bouncing. That is a pretty substantial amount of big buyer out there. So here's GE. Stock went down 1480. Guess what? It hit 1474, which is right below 72, right there. And look what happened to the stock. It went from that 1472, and now it's all the way up to 1496. Think about that for a second. How many times have you bought a stock, and as soon as you bought it, the thing went down, and as soon as you sold it, it went up? And sometimes you wonder if somebody's maybe watching you. Well, it's not about them watching you. Did you watch them? Did you see those orders out there? And this is a classic mistake that people make all day long. It's just following the money. That's it. You don't have to make it more complicated than what it is. Now, where is the resistance levels? Well, guess what? When you look at this level 3, right? Here's the sellers. These are all the sell orders. And when you think about it, like, wow, look at that, 200, 2,500, 2,800, and then boom, 100,000 shares at 15. And then, if you got past this guy, you really don't have a substantial amount of sellers out there. But for this stock to go past and get to 1509, 1507, which would be great, you got to get past this $15 order with 100,000 share seller out there. So what do we call that? That would be called a resistant. That guy is resisting us from making money from this stock to go up. So what do you think is going to happen? Look at GE, ladies and gentlemen. Guess what? The continuation of that stock. Look what happened. The stock went up, up, up from 1475. Now it's at 15. Guess what? There's your big seller at 15, right? For 100,000 shares. Look what happens when I change the price. Boom. Stock hit 15 and it dropped all the way down to 1450. And that buyer that was there earlier at 1475, he's not there anymore. It busted right through it. So now the next question people ask me is this. How do you know it's a real order? How do you know it's not a fake order? First of all, there's no such thing as fake orders. That's number one. No brokerage firm will let you put a fake order. And now, could someone change their mind? Absolutely. And that's probably what happened to that buyer we saw earlier at 1475. But look what happened, guys. If you bought the stock at 1475, listen, 25 cents is 25 cents. I don't know about you guys, but 1,000 shares, $250, in a matter of 20 minutes, I'll take that all day. And you know what? If you thought that wasn't enough for you, well, guess what? You didn't break through that 100,000 share seller, and guess what? That profit that you have is now as a break even. And if you didn't break even, now you're really losing money. Now that $250 profit you could have made is now a $250 loss. See, guys, these are what we call iceberg orders. Okay. Now I invented that word over 20 years ago. And the reason why I call it iceberg orders is that, it's, pretty much everyone is looking what's on top of the iceberg. No one realized that it's not what's on top, it's what's at the bottom. And that's what can make you sink, just like the Titanic, right? They didn't have radar back then to know, we're pretty far away from that iceberg. Well, really wasn't what was on the top. It was at the bottom what hit it. That's what you have to focus on. Now, for everybody here, I'm going to let you learn a little bit more about level 3. I got some great videos. We'll let you access to our portal, and you'll have access to it at the end of the presentation to get more of a detailed version of it. But at the end of the day, you just got to focus on one thing. What makes these things go up? Supply and demand, buyers and sellers. You got to know where those orders are. Now, getting to the next thing that people always ask is like, well, how did you know these are real orders? Well, like I just mentioned earlier, and how do you know the guy's not canceling, whatever? Well, all you have to do is just look at the time and sales. How many of you guys here are using a time and sales window? Those time and sales windows, guys, are the windows that are going to tell you if the guy's getting executed or not. Now, think about this for a second. We saw that 100,000 share seller out there, right? Well, now in theory you would say, oh, that's definitely a major resistance levels. But what happens if somebody actually physically came out there and said, I'm buying that. You know what? I can't deal with these 100,000 share orders. I need that 100,000 share, that seller. I can't believe that guy's looking to sell because I need it. You know what that's called? That's called a demand. How do you know the guy got executed? Time and sales. So that's basically what time and sales is. It's basically the confirmation of a transaction that took place. Now, did you know that time and sales is what makes a chart work? So by knowing where the charts are and knowing where the buyers are and know where the direction is, if it's green or red, is going to give us a direction of where the stock is going. That's all you have to do, guys, is just follow the money. See, you see these orders out there. You see what's going on. That's what you have to do. Now, this is not rocket scientist stuff, but let me tell you what I've learned on the first day on the job. When I took a job as a trader after blowing up 3 accounts, and my mentor taught me this, I'm like, how does anybody actually have a fighting chance of not knowing something so ridiculous and easy like this? And you know what his comment was? You know what he said? Because first of all, it's like, why would nobody want to do this? Or learn how to do it this way. He goes, you know why nobody wants to learn how to do it this right way? Because they don't want to pay any money. Because the data that you're looking at right now, I had to pay almost $800 a month 20 years ago to get this data. Now, what does it cost today? $15. That's all. $15 it costs to get this data. And it's not the Cyber Trading University data, by the way. This is the exchanges selling it. Okay? So if you had the opportunity to monitor 70% of the volume where the buyers and sellers are, you're telling me $15 is too much? And you know what? If you think that's a lot of money, then you should quit trading while you're still ahead. Because as much as you think you want free stuff, guys, let me tell you, I'm not here to bash anyone, but just tell me what you're doing. I'm going to do the opposite. And guess what? You think that's disrespectful? What do you think online brokers are doing? They're trading against you. They know 80% of you guys out there want free stuff. I'm not saying you directly. I'm just talking about the 200 to 25 million traders out there. They know they want free stuff. But let me tell you something. They don't want to trade against me. Listen, I'm a 12-time world champion. I beat every school I went up against. That would have been a 25 world champion. Half the people didn't show up. But let me tell you, no brokerage firm wants to trade against me. I'm part of that 20%. But they know 80% are going to blow up their account. So they just says, yeah, let's just give these people free stuff because that's what they want. And then that's why most people blow up their accounts. They only give you what's attractive to the eye and to the pocket. But you guys are going to be smarter than that, right? That's why you're here. You took the time to during your lunch break to listen in to see what the real truth is. And let me tell you, fellow traders, I hate seeing people lose money. It bothers me more than anything. It really does. And, you know, one of the biggest accomplishments I'm hoping to accomplish today is that a lot of you are going to join CyberTrade University and see the real truth of what trading's all about. And if you don't, at least you know what you got yourself involved in and you'll quit while you're ahead. But don't be the ignorant trader. Because if you think education and trading platforms are expensive, try ignorance. Very, very expensive. You see, we don't need to be leaders. We just need to be followers. That's all we need to do. I know that's something that we were never taught when we were younger. But you know what? Unless you're going to be able to move markets with big block orders, listen, I tell people we're the ants on the floor. We just want the crumbs. All right? That's it. We just want crumbs. Listen, how many of you here are on Social Security? How many of you here lost their job or too old to go back to work because no one's going to pay you what you used to make? How many of you here got ripped off from a broker? And just like, I don't understand. The market did great the past year, but he really didn't show me anything. But they sure know how to charge you. It's time to take matters in your own hands. And that's why I'm here to hopefully to convince all of you that you do it right or don't do it at all. And it's not just about reading charts. Listen, you know how many charts indicators are out there? Thousands. Listen, indicators work for swing trading and options trading because, they're laggers. You want to be a leader, and the only way to be a leader is follow the leader. Follow the orders. That's all you need to do, guys. Follow the orders. And that's what makes stocks go up and go down. It's not the indicator, it's the orders. Now, some of the features here at CyberTrade University that we've done is that we want to make sure that trading is for you. And what we're looking for is serious traders. If you're not a serious trader, then you know what? That's great. We'd rather you quit while you're ahead. But here at CyberTrade University, we really take education to a totally different level that you probably have never seen before. One of the biggest things that we're very well known for is we're big with due to support. You know how many people tell me that they says, oh, I was involved with the school and nobody answers the phone and you can't talk to the mentor. Listen, my email and my phone is available to everybody. And let me tell you, I'll be honest with you, when I'm done with you, you're probably not going to need to talk to anyone. But we are there. We give great support. We want to make you guys understand how to play the game. So don't be like this kid. Don't be confused. I love this photo. It's a great photo. But that's what some of us feel like. We're like, my God, I don't know. I'm getting pulled by both corners. Who do I trust? Who do I do? Let me tell you what you have to trust. You got to trust your mentor. You got to trust your mentor, and you got to trust what they're teaching you. But you got to know how to play the game. And you know what? Every single one of you are going to need more than one mentor. And every single one of you might need to try a little bit of every different type of market. futures, Forex options, and find the one that you like. Don't settle on one. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I'm trading futures right now. You know, I'm not really a day trader. Well, did you look into day trading? Did you look into swing trading? Well, that was just how I started, you know. Great. Are you making $250,000 a year? Oh, no, I'm not making $250,000. Then what are you wasting your time for? Listen, you're here to make money, and you're here to enjoy life and have a better career and spend more time with your family. But to do it right, you have to surround yourself with great traders. By the way, you know what? Just out of, I know we're coming into, I don't know if everybody knows what's going on this week. I don't know if we have any football fans out there, but I just want to talk about something right off the outside the box. What's going on this week? It's the NFL draft. Okay. Now, everybody, the reason why I'm going to bring it up, because the top three people that are going to be drafting, any football fans out there, are the Giants and the Jets. Now, unfortunately, I'm a Jet fan. Okay. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is that what makes a great team? Who is the most important player on the team? It's the quarterback. Okay. Now, me as a Jet fan, I have been suffering due to the New England Patriots. And a lot of you know the Patriots. They have won so many Super Bowls, and I can't stand them. But you know what? I respect them. And And guess who makes that team? The quarterback. And guess what? You know how many great wide receivers that came out of New England? You know what? They're not great. Tom Brady made them great, because when they left, they were not as great. It's all about the quarterback. And the reason why I'm bringing this up, it's all about, if you want to be great, you got to have a great mentor. You got to have a great coaching staff. And trading is the same thing. It's not you sitting in your basement thinking that you got to buy 6 monitors and, watch TV and go from there. It's not part of that. You got to surround yourself with great traders. And you know what? It doesn't really require you guys to make a lot of money. Think about it. You buy 1,000 shares of stock. If it moves a lousy little 50 cents, not $5, not whatever, 50 cents. 50 lousy cents. That's 2 trades a day at 25 cents. You guys ever think about getting out and making 25 cents? That is a 6-figure salary. You know what the problem with this? It's just too easy. It's too easy to make it. And people are like, well, what am I supposed to do now? Call it quits? Yeah. So let's start taking this seriously. Start stepping in, doing the dream job. And let me tell you, and it is a dream job. It's the greatest job in the world. And the reason why it's the greatest job of the world, because you are your own boss. You can come and go whenever you please. You could, but you got to surround yourself with great traders and a great mentor. So what I'm looking to do, ladies and gentlemen, is I want to invite all of you to come join my trading room. And I want you not to judge us on the winners, okay? First of all, I'm not a big fan of going out there and bragging. Oh, look how much money I made. Look how much money I made. That's an egotistical thing, okay? I'm not here to sell anybody, to tell you and brag about it. By the way, you know what? You don't count other people's money. I want to count your money. Don't count mine. And I don't need to rub it in your face. But you know what? Watch the traders, how we control losses, and watch how they work together. If you notice, they're here and they're posting their trades. They're not telling you, hey, I'm up $3,000 or $200. What we do is we focus on points. Because if you're a 100-share trader or a 1,000-share trader, it's all about being consistent by making points. You got to start somewhere. You're not going to learn how to trade in an hour, and it's definitely not going to be in a week. But it's not going to take a year. But it is going to take a couple of weeks, if not months, to kind of just learn how to play the game. And let me tell you guys, here at Cybertrain University, why I've been in business for 20 years, there's a lot of broker. One thing you'll notice, you'll never find another school that can say that we've been endorsed and been backed by companies like TD Ameritrade, TradeStation, Tastyworks, Charles Schwab. Wiley wrote a book on me. you know, the NFL with the Brewer Group. I mean, I've done presentations for all these companies for several years. You think they want to put their name on the line and their credibility for some Fausto Puglisi out there? Listen, the only reason why they're there and they're endorsing CTU because they know what we do works. And we teach you not to tell you what to do. We teach you how to figure it out on your own. And that is most important than anything. So this is what I'm offering all of you guys. Okay. I'm looking for serious traders. Okay. And I'm asking for $7 to take a week trial in our trading room to see what it's all about. Now, the reason why we're asking for $7, a lot of you probably look like, why is it, first of all, why is it so cheap, right? Listen, the $7 is a gimmick, all right? The $7 to me is just to know if you're a real person. And you know what? If you're not happy, I'll give you $7 back. Trust me, I don't need you $7, all right? The $7 is basically just there to let us know you're a real person and, you know, you're going to take it seriously, all right? Now, this is what you're going to get for $7. I just want to kind of tell you really quick. So basically, you're going to be introduced in our cyber group room, the original cyber group room. You're going to get 3 daily market meetings. You're going to get a morning and afternoon watch list, a personal education advisor, a live Q&A training session. And if you register right now, guess what? I will even personally give you a coaching class myself. Now, why would I do that? A lot of people are like, I don't understand, Fausto, you're too busy. How could you, why would you want to talk to me? Because you know what? If you're a serious trader and you want to make a 6-figure salary, guess what? The way I'm going to make 6 figures is if you make 6 figures. And the education advisor will tell you a little bit more about that. But to do that, you got to make the first initial step. So all you have to do, guys, is you can call 877-70-CYBER, or you can go to CTU.co. Let me just bring up a browser, and I'll show you really quick. You can go to CTU.co is just an easier version, or you can go to Cybertrader University. Right on the homepage, it's called a tape reading course right there. Just click on that, and you can register right there for a 7-day premium. Now, remember, you're going to get recordings, videos, everything. And let me tell you guys, for that alone, I don't know if I can put this in for everyone, make it so we'll put it in like, oh, okay, he's got it in there. Okay, thanks, Eric. So basically, you're going to get everything that we teach, and at least let you know what day trading is about. So now think about this for a second. What do you have to lose other than getting your money back? If you like what I talked about, if you liked, you know, understanding about following the money, if you want to learn from the original day trader who started this thing 25 years ago, if you want to know why we're being endorsed by some of the biggest brokerage firms in the industry, go out there, take the $7, see what it's all about. I don't care if you like come back to me and say, well, but I'm not a day trader. Listen, I'm an options trader, I'm a swing trader. That's okay. That's fine. But understand what it's all about. And because you might like it. It might be easier, it might be better, you know, but I'm going to teach you how to be conservative. But the worst case scenario, if it's not for you, I'll give you money back. All right. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank everyone for being here and taking the opportunity. I'd like to thank Jason for having me here. And hopefully I'll get the opportunity to meet with you. And oh, and one last thing. For all of you guys that register, just to give you guys a heads up, I recommend, you know, make sure you talk to the education advisor and make sure that you understand what's going on, because what you're going to see is this is like a real professional room. This is the original trading room that started, and see what it's all about to understanding what's going on, because you're going to see things that are going to really, really blow your mind. All right. Any questions, by the way, before I go?
Thanks, Fausto. Yeah, Jason here. That was awesome. Thank you. I'm watching the questions box. I'm not sure if you can see it.
No, I can't.
That Eric put through the link. I think our technical snafu may have been my fault. I was trying to get you out of the gates there, and then when I made you an organizer, I think that may have fouled everything up.
You know what? That's fine, Jason. And all they could do is I'll put my email address in there. They could always email me personally, and okay. I'll be happy. I answer all my emails, so it's right there. And then, like I said, if you're not ready for it, or you have a question regarding about anything, even if you're looking for somebody who wants to learn about a different market, listen, there's a lot of garbage out there, guys, and you don't know who to trust anymore. I know I speak to a lot of people that got burned before. Listen, I have nothing to lose. I have my reputation on the line. I know I can't make everyone happy when you trade hundreds of thousands of people over the years. Someone's got to blame somebody for something, but you know what? My reputation is everything. And like I said, if there's something you guys have a question or want to learn about something, just send me an email. I'll be happy to email you back. But definitely come out there and try it. But in the meantime, guys, listen, thank you so much, Jason, for having me. And I'd like to thank everyone for taking the opportunity. Top Shelf Traders did a great job helping marketing the event and have been a great partner of CTU, and look forward to do a lot more with you guys.
Fantastic. Thank you, Fausto. As always, we really appreciate it. We love having you. And everyone will get a recording of this out. We will include the offer, and we look forward to having you on our next event. So we'll talk soon.